Hey guys, it's Shiju.
Hey, it's Zaman.
Hi, Ian.
And I'm Marcus, and we're Team Ticklers, and this is our Lab Demo 1 postmortem. So let's just jump right into it. Our testers took part in 5 use cases that we determined prior to the paper prototyping session. For the first use case, we had the user create an account and log in from the web portal's landing page. This consisted of typing in basic user information, entering a verification code that was sent to the user's email, and logging in from the home login form. For the second use case, the user needed to reset their password from the portal's landing page. This involved the user entering their email, entering the verification code they were sent, and then entering a new password for their account. The third use case was reskinning the app, which involved the user pressing the Reskin App button and modifying the primary and accent colors to red, as well as changing the app's logo. They then pressed Submit to send the changes to the WDGPH database. For the fourth use case, the user had to reply to a tick encounter submission. This required them to press the View Submissions button and select a submission, select Reply, enter a response message, and press Send. The final use case was having the user delete a tick encounter submission, which required them to go to the same submission page and select a submission, then press Delete and confirm that they want to delete it.
For our paper prototyping session, we had 4 group members taking part. Our first group member, the face of Team Ticklers, was Shiju. Shiju acted as the facilitator for our group. Our second group member, Zaman, was our note taker and an integral part in the postmortem of the paper prototyping session. Lastly, Marcus and myself acted as the computer, keeping ourselves overclocked during the session to provide the user with a seamless UI experience.
We had a total of 3 users during the prototyping session: James, Emmanuel, and Kyle. James, approximately in his late 30s, is an employee of Wellington Dufferin Guelph Public Health and may actually potentially be an admin for the app. Therefore, his feedback is crucial for the design of the web portal. Emmanuel, whose age we estimate to be about 25, grew up on a farm and had less computer skills than the other users. Finally, our last user was Kyle, in his early 30s, is an analyst for the School of Computer Science at the University of Guelph. Kyle is also proficient with computers.
So for the changes regarding our summary of findings, the first thing was our generic error messages. Generic error messages like invalid email and invalid password does not really provide the user with any resolution or troubleshooting methods, especially for novice level users such as Emmanuel. It should instead say no account exists for this email and please create an account. This will kind of provide the user with a level of resolution steps or troubleshooting steps on what to do next to get rid of this error, rather than just say, oh, it's invalid. The second change that we made was the proactive error prevention. What this means is that instead of waiting for the user to mess up, we proactively display a text field saying the standard that we expect the format to be. So if they're entering in a password for 8 characters, we don't want it to let the user mess up first to wait for them to display the error message. And the last one was to remove unnecessary text clutter. This is so that it doesn't mistake people for buttons, so that people don't click it. Because the overall layout of our UI was proven to be intuitive and most of our users seem to have issues finding tasks respective to the elements, we wanted to make new additions such as multiple access points and immediate feedback messages. Multiple access points in the sense that if we wanted a user to change their password, we don't want it to restrict them only to change it from the login page. We also wanted to give them an option for doing it so that once they're logged in, they can access a settings menu, for example, that allows them to change it directly within the portal once they've logged in rather than at the start of it only. Immediate feedback messages include stuff like when you're changing the branding of the app, we immediately pop up a preview on the side as to what that change was. Was it successful? Did something fail? And so on. The most important takeaway was that we wanted to move in the direction of safety first, which goes hand in hand with our proactive error prevention change. This all ties in together because if a user wants to have a good experience, we don't want to let them fail first. We want to actually prevent them from failing in the first place. Thank you for listening to our lab demo report. It's been
Team Ticklers!